We are doing every fitness class here in Vancouver. We are at Barry's Bootcamp doing the abs class. And today kicks off the first day of the United We Stand campaign to celebrate Pride Month, so we're really excited to be a part of it. Let's go get wet. Pandemonium.
That was pandemonium. So we get inside and basically the class is broken up into two groups. You've got people set up on the treadmills and then half the group is set up on benches just across the floor. So I was part of the first station that was on the benches and we started off with a nice light warm-up. Core exercises, some banded exercises, as well as abductors. That was pretty hectic in terms of moving on from station to station. I'd say for first time being in this class, really had to hone in and listen to the instructors.
I like to think my attention span is pretty all over the place, so this class almost felt like it was catered to me, but even still, I felt like I was so lost, especially for the first half of it, because she referred to the people on the treadmill as treads, and then people on the benches, I don't even know what their name was, but I don't think Craig even knew treadmill runners were treads until after the class, so I don't know how you were keeping up.
One thing I liked about these class is that it's almost choose your own adventure. So when we were on the treadmills, she gave us intervals of like 5, 6, 7 versus 8, 9, 10, and you could choose whatever speed in that moment, and there'd be for like 20 or 30-second intervals that you could push yourself.
That range of 3 was easy, medium, and hard. We started off at 5, 6, and 7, 5 being easy, 6 being medium, 7 being hard, high intensity, and then we would go up in increments of 0.5. By the third set, we were climbing up to the 8, 9, 10, or 8.5, 9.5, 10.5. So you're really able to push yourself and test your threshold. And what I liked the most was the last round was the resistance running. So the treadmill was actually just at a dynamic mode. So we started off in just a walk with pull action, and then we were going into a full sprint with that resistance, with that tension. 13.8?
Sheesh.
I heard it was a record. Kiki, come look at this. Kiki. She didn't see it. So coming into class, definitely felt a bit nervous is the word, because I'm like, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know where we're going. By the end of it, I felt comfortable. And now going into a second class, I would definitely feel more comfortable knowing the format. But beginner friendly, I would say not necessarily. It would maybe be good to start off with a circuit class elsewhere and then come to Barry's. So Kiki was a great instructor because she was on it and she didn't miss a beat, which was the best case for this kind of a setup, because if there's any pause or hesitation from the instructor, we're gonna be lost because we're already lost. So enthusiasm right from the start was right up there. Kiki seems like one of those instructors where she turns it on and she's on the whole class no matter what. We got to talk to her a little bit after the class and she was lovely, and nice to see her just in a more chill zone. But when she was in the class instructing, we were like, okay, we gotta listen to this girl or she might, kick our ass.
Also really great with names. My God.
Yeah, great with
names. She nailed
names.
all our names while we were on the treadmill. I was like, how do you even remember that?
In terms of cueing, if anyone was doing anything incorrectly, she would definitely go over there. But most of the time, she has so much to think about who's on the treadmill, who's on the bench, and when to switch. There isn't a lot of time for that one-on-one feeling, but everyone around you is doing the same thing, so you're able to follow along. By the end of it, we knew, okay, we got like 2 more sets on the treadmill, then we're going back to the bench for 5 minutes, and then we'll go back. So we did 3 rounds of each.
I think halfway through the class, I eventually picked up on her cues when we'd have to change speeds on the treadmill versus intervals we had to do on the bench. Vibes were immaculate. High intensity. As soon as you walk into the class, you've got music blaring, really, really loud EDM or house music. They've got this bright red light that stays on for the entire class, and then you've got the instructor who's mic'd up giving you the class instructions.
Compared to the other classes we've done so far, this was definitely the most stimulating because of the lights, the music. And for the third set of every round, she would dim the lights and then turn up the music. That was fantastic because I love to push and burn out for that final set. Can you keep it down, buddy? So for that last set, it was... Sorry, I made the baby cry.
I think this class would be perfect for someone who feeds off other people's energy, the environment that they're in. This class itself is very, very high energy. I love classes where the instructor is really engaging, you've got the music going, so that's why I really, really enjoy that class.
Right when we walked in the space, it's beautiful. I mean, there's a smoothie stand at the front, sponsored by Fuel Bar. And we get in there, there's really cool lights, cool signs, mirrors, all this fun stuff, big windows. The United We Stand and Pride Month promotional stuff, which was awesome to see. Bathrooms are beautiful, check-in desk was nice. So we get in there and you're like, oh, this is cool. Kind of like a hotel vibe. And then as we leave the class, there was a lady with a little tray and some little cold towels. At first I'm like, okay, well, I have a towel, so why would I want a smaller towel? That's confusing. Grabbed it, it was ice cold.
So refreshing.
Eucalyptus.
It had a scent to it.
It did. Was it eucalyptus?
I don't know, it was lovely.
Might have been tea tree.
One thing that I really loved about this gym class, they had Listerine ready to go inside the change room. So just a little boot, 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 and a little. My mouth was minty fresh leaving the gym, and that was probably my favorite. Colgate smile. Yay!
Sweat score, purely based on sweat, 8.9. So the reason I'm giving it an 8.9, not a 9, is because of the increments on the bench where we were on our butts doing some core or doing some glutes. Heart rate was definitely dropping. Although my heart rate would go up on the treadmills and I get a bit of a sweat on, it wasn't a constant 50-minute hard sweat.
Going with an 8.5. No
Wow.
explanation required. There are moments where we were pushing ourselves, but I wasn't really going as hard as I can. Let's get a little more wet. See you next time.
Let's score 11.